You mentioned the Jets. What was that meeting like? We heard, isn't that where they said, hey, you can't come on Pat McAfee Show?
No, but that was debunked later.
Oh, of course. But I'm saying, how was that meeting? You mentioned, we'll get back to this. Sounds like you want to talk about it. What was it?
Well, maybe that was hypothesized as something that was going to be part of a conversation. Is the internet good? Are we good here?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I'm sure they're trying to shut this part down. But, listen, that was an interesting 2 years, to say the least. But, I figured that when I flew across country on my own dime, that there was going to be a conversation. And the confusing thing to me, and the strange thing was, when I went out there, I meet with the coach. We start talking.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
See, they don't want this. They don't want this.
No, you're back. You're back. You're back.
They don't want this out there. They don't want this out there right now.
You're back.
So where did I leave you there?
You meet with the coach. You meet with the coach.
We start talking. He runs out of the room. I'm like, that's kind of strange. I was like, then he comes back with the GM. And I'm like, all right. So we sit down in the office. And I think we're going to have this long conversation. I've flown across the country. And 20 seconds in, he goes, literally, I'm talking to the GM about something, and he leans to the edge of his seat and goes, so do you want to play football? And I was like, yeah, I'm interested. And he said, we're going a different direction at quarterback. And I said, and I was kind of shocked. Now, not shocked because I didn't think that was a possibility. Listen, of course, they want to move on, that's totally fine. But shocked because I just flew across country. You could have told me this on the phone. If we weren't even going to have a conversation, and this is verbatim exactly how it happened. So I said, huh? And he goes, we just want to know how you want it released, the messaging. And I said, verbatim, I don't give a shit about the message. And I said, why? And then he said, I don't want to be up in front of the room saying something and have guys looking back at you.
Interesting.
And I said, what does that even mean? Are you assuming that I would be in the back of the room during a team meeting undermining what you're saying? I said, you don't know me. And he said, you don't know me. And then I said, exactly, which is why I flew across the country to have a face-to-face meeting with you to talk about my experience with the Jets and to hear your vision for the team. 20 seconds in. What I thought was going to be a couple-hour meeting turned into like a 15-minute meeting, and I walked out of there. But
so at that moment,
that was a strange meeting for sure. There was no me pleading like, please have me on the team. No,
I don't know.
I don't want any part of that. It was already a debacle in some cases. Listen, that whole situation was crazy, and I think even that was a little rogue by the head coach because I talked to the GM later about it. Christopher Johnson called me. Chris is a fantastic guy. Anybody that's ever met Christopher Johnson says the same thing. He's a phenomenal dude. He's about the right stuff. He's a sweet human being, and I'm thankful that I got to meet him and Doris because their friendship was a big, bright spot in the organization. And there's a lot of great dudes there. There's great players there, great humans. There's great, guys in the equipment room, training room, Carmen and Maddie in the nutrition department, all the strength staff. There's a lot of great dudes there. But there's obviously some things that need to get fixed over there.
Yeah, it didn't go well, obviously. There was high hopes and dreams by Jets fans, Jets organization, and you, which I think gets forgotten about. You had great visions of going over to New York and with the Jets and leading them to victory for the first time, long time. That ends up not happening. Then the exit, obviously, with new GM, new coach, as you said, seemingly a possibility, regardless, the way it went about it, didn't expect it. So when you leave that meeting.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't surprised that they wanted to move on. But why would you not pick my brain? I'm there to talk to you about the team and about things that I think can get better and things that are good and players that have leadership possibilities and anything. I've been in the league 20 years. Any type of conversation, there was none.
Okay, so
that was strange.
Okay, so you leave the building. probably in I would assume, a little bit of a mood. You get on a plane to fly back across the country. During that flight, are you now contemplating future of ball there, or when does that kind of set in? Is there a conversation about, like, don't want to go out like this? Or is this a sign from universe God that maybe my football life is over? Like, does that expedite the conversation of what your future looks like in football? Does it slow it down? How does that kind of affect what would then happen after that meeting takes place and you become a free agent for the first time basically in your career?
Well, first of all, I told my pilots, hey, have a good night, have some beers. This is going to be a long meeting. Sure, we might even have dinner. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a good, I'm excited about this meeting. So walking out of there, 25 minutes, it was really like 40 minutes because I saw Vito and Gus in the training room. I saw Dave Zuffalato, awesome trainer there. Got to talk to him. So I was there maybe about 40 minutes at one Jets drive. Then I drove home, had some conversations with some people there, including Christopher. But the next day when I left, I was just thinking, hey, that's the closing of that chapter. There's so many beautiful things about the 2 years that I had there. Obviously, most of them off the field, but no, I wasn't upset about it. I was surprised. I felt like there wasn't an ample amount of respect in that meeting. I guess I shouldn't have been surprised based on some of the things I saw over the 2 years, but I am thankful for my time with the Jets. I'm disappointed it didn't work out better on the field, but it didn't dampen anything. I just thought, okay, well, now I have a chance to talk to other teams and see what's out there, and then also time to contemplate my own future.